A debate was held on Twitter today between Charles Hoskinson and members of the community around contingent staking. What were their main talking points and what was my takeaway? We're going to discuss that and more in today's episode of CryptoRama. I'm your host, Fryler. Here on the channel, my goal is to empower you with the knowledge you need to achieve financial freedom through the power of cryptocurrency. If you enjoy the content, consider liking and subscribing. So as I mentioned, a debate was held between Charles Hoskinson and members of the community around contingent staking. This was the first of its kind and a huge milestone for the community as we move closer to the Voltaire era. I want to quickly thank everyone who showed up today to make the debate such a success. Whether you're anti-contingent staking or pro-contingent staking, the main thing is that we come together as a community and make these decisions together. This is not the biggest problem we're going to face on our roadmap as we move towards the Voltaire era. So again, it is so important that we all come together. So thank you everyone who showed up. We opened with Charles Hoskinson giving us a nice definition of contingent staking and laying out some possible use cases as he saw them. And he wrapped up with why he believed that it was best suited to be put on the base protocol of Cardano, or as some call it, the layer 1. So after Charles, the community had a chance to speak and we heard some largely contrarian viewpoints. I'll do my best to capture both sides of the argument fairly, but I definitely recommend you go and listen to the full recording yourself so you can make your own opinion, as this is just going to be my takeaway, and I'll include a link to that recording down in the description. So my takeaway from the contrarian side of the argument is that they are absolutely 100% against instituting contingent staking on the layer 1. Absolutely, that's a 100% no-go. They believe that if we have contingent staking on the layer 1, that it's going to compromise everything that Cardano stands for. And then we're going to have a foot in the door for regulators who want to come in and enforce people to KYC or whatever regulation they want to enforce at that time, which has been referred to as the slippery slope argument, of course. Another argument that we heard was for freedom of speech protection. They say that previously software source code publication has been argued successfully as freedom of speech. So they say, why shouldn't blockchain take the same route and hopefully be protected under that same umbrella? And they say that maybe at the same time, if we take that route, we'll also get allies in Bitcoin and other blockchains who also want to be protected under that same umbrella. So to these arguments, Charles Hoskinson basically refuted the straw man argument. He says that, you can't build an argument based on that. It seems like people are afraid of capabilities that are already available to SPOs. They could already go in and change parameters to censor things. So his argument is that we're not here to discuss whether or not Cardano should be regulated. We're not here to discuss whether or not transactions should be censored. We're here to discuss capabilities that we already have and whether or not they should be put on the layer 1 or the layer 2. So of course, there were some good arguments made by the communities for why they thought this would be best suited on the layer 2. To those arguments, Charles Hoskinson replied that when we move it to the layer 2, we lose that trustlessness and security that we get on the layer 1. So of course, these layer 2 solutions are going to be third-party software oftentimes. They're oftentimes not going to be decentralized, so you have some sort of governing body that makes decisions. And so what you end up with is the worst of both worlds. You get the inefficiencies of blockchain and you get the risk of the client-server model. So to him, it seems like this would be best suited on the layer 1. My takeaway after listening to both sides of the debate is I'm currently sitting in the pro-contingent staking camp. I feel like Charles Hoskinson did a really great job articulating his viewpoints, and he completely refuted the straw man argument from where I'm standing. And I don't feel like anybody gave any good points to refute the good points that he made about contingent staking belonging on the layer 1. Of course, the discussion is not over. We will move forward. It will go into the CIP stage, and the community will keep discussing it. And I'm going to move forward with an open mind. I don't believe I've learned everything there is to know on the topic. But currently, that is where I stand. Let me know where you guys stand. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and we'll catch you in the next video.